They just released the entire list of everybody that's partied with P. Diddy, and the list is long.
Finally respond.
Two of the most powerful forces in entertainment, 50 Cent and Justin Bieber, have officially teamed up. And no, this isn't some random testimony or vague accusation.
Don't like him like that. Like, I don't like things that you do.
They've got the actual guest list tied to Diddy's most disturbing events, and the names on it shocking, doesn't even begin to cover it.
Extremely long, and some of these names surprise me, and it's heartbreaking.
Talking about A-listers you've admired for years, the ones with perfect public images who now might be forced to testify under oath.
Now this is a really big list.
So buckle up, because the people you never expected to see in a courtroom are about to be dragged into the light on the fifth day of Sean Diddy Combs' federal sex trafficking trial. The courtroom didn't just shift, it imploded.
Justin Bieber is clearly struggling. I mean, he's been very open about mental health struggles. And a lot of people think this is the residue from some kind of molestation, perhaps, at the hands of Diddy.
At exactly 8:12 a.m., Justin Bieber posted an image of himself and Cassie Ventura captioned with just 7 words, "Cassie, I see you. I remember what I witnessed." The post immediately went viral, flooding social media timelines and newsrooms before the judge even entered the room. But this wasn't a vague celebrity gesture. This was a precise and damning public admission from someone who had once stood at Diddy's side.
I think all celebrities are doing the same thing.
Did Diddy molest Justin Bieber?
And it landed minutes before Cassie took the stand, a move that now appears anything but coincidental. Inside the courtroom, things exploded. Eyewitnesses say Diddy shattered a glass at the defense table and yelled across the room. The judge swiftly ordered the jury out and warned Diddy about contempt. That outburst wasn't just emotional, it was strategic self-destruction, broadcast in front of federal attorneys, media, observers, and court stenographers. If this was an attempt to intimidate the witness, it backfired in front of the entire justice system.
The names will shock you, attorney says. Whoa.
I think he's going to sing, I think
he has to sing or he
Bro,
goes to
also,
jail
I'll tell you
for the
one
rest of his
thing.
life. Well, it's just amazing how many people in the Diddy party list that are supporting Kamala. Too.
Yes.
What the public didn't know at that moment is that Bieber's post wasn't spontaneous. It was pre-planned and executed in tandem with 50 Cent's legal and media team, the same team behind the upcoming Netflix docuseries. Did he do it? Sources confirmed that this post was the green light, the moment that moved private evidence into the public domain. For Diddy, it wasn't just betrayal, it was the beginning of coordinated exposure. And Bieber wasn't just a pop star speaking up, he was the trigger that detonated months of legal groundwork. Bieber's connection to Diddy runs deep.
He is saying that Justin and I are going to go buck wild for 48 hours. And there was one point where he said that I've told Justin that he can't talk about anything that happens inside my house.
At just 15, he was filmed and paraded around as Diddy's 48-hour guest, something Diddy boasted about in interviews at the time. It was brushed off as eccentric. Now, those same clips are being reinterpreted as potential grooming red flags. His appearance at parties, his silence over the years, and now his admission, they all paint a picture that prosecutors can no longer ignore.
To eventually is she's going to talk about being assaulted by Sean Combs with a hanger.
Then came the surveillance footage from a 2018 Los Angeles hotel. Cassie appears relaxed with another artist until Diddy approaches her, whispers something, and her entire demeanor shifts. She freezes, nods, and follows him out of frame. The footage was reviewed frame by frame in court, and prosecutors argued it was consistent with the kind of real-time control Cassie had described, subtle psychological constant.
In which Sean Combs was dragging Cassie by the hair. He would punch her, hit her. She talked about 2 times, one in Los Angeles as well as in Jamaica, at a time when she had to, as well as Cassie, had to leave the house in L.A.
These aren't just accusations, they're visual, time-stamped confirmations of behavioral domination. But what exploded next was far beyond the courtroom. 50 Cent's media team began leaking contents of an alleged guest list tied to Diddy's infamous freak-off parties. These weren't public events. These were invitation-only gatherings with NDA-bound attendance, high-end escort logs, and private security documentation. The guest names weren't new, but the evidence tying them to the parties was, and this time it's not rumor, it's rostered, recorded, and ready to be subpoenaed.
Serena Williams, David Beckham, Victoria Beckham, Will Smith, Jada Pinkett Smith, Chris Brown, Rick Ross, Nicki Minaj.
From 2009 to 2021, the names appear consistently across multiple internal logs: Jay-Z, Beyonce, Leonardo DiCaprio, Usher DJ, Khaled, Rick Ross, Terrence Howard, Odell Beckham Jr., and Will Smith.
Tyler, the Creator, Megan Thee Stallion, Cardi B, Kris Jenner, Lupita Nyong'o, Sean Penn? Wow. Tyrese Gibson, Zendaya, Big Sean, Michael B. Jordan.
Some of them have been seen publicly with Diddy for years, but these new records place them at private off-camera events with controlled entry surveillance blind spots and third-party service transactions. And if these names are called to testify, the entertainment industry will face its most dangerous reckoning. Yet one lawsuit, the Joseph Manzaro case filed in Florida, already names Jay-Z, Beyonce, and LeBron James as witnesses to an alleged sexual humiliation ritual at a freak-off.
Future, Adele, Steve Harvey, Tiana Taylor, Floyd Mayweather, Dr. Dre, LL Cool J.
Manero claims he was drug transported and paraded in front of celebrity guests while wearing a penis mask in the filing. Beyonce is quoted as allegedly asking, "Why is this half-naked white man standing here in front of me?" The incident reportedly occurred during a birthday party for Diddy's own son. If even half of Manzaro's claims hold up in court, this trial won't stop at Diddy. It will trigger a collapse at the top.
Swiss Beats, Lala Anthony, Blake Lively, Ryan Reynolds? They got Deadpool?
At the time, it sounded delusional, but now 50 Cent's legal team is reviewing Brown's interviews alongside documents that corroborate dates, venues, and guest overlaps. And if even one insider flips the entire machine, behind these freak-offs comes crashing down. Diddy's defense team has also attempted to suppress expert witness testimony from Dr. Don Hughes, a clinical and forensic psychologist.
Kendrick Lamar, and Lizzo. Now this is a really big list.
Prosecutors intend to use her to explain the patterns of coercive control, delayed reporting, and trauma-related memory gaps. This move suggests Diddy's team knows they aren't just fighting the charges, they're fighting a psychological blueprint prosecutors are now applying across every witness.
Let me just move away from him because I'm going to mess up the win.
In 2009, Sean Diddy Combs appeared on national TV and declared, "I have custody of Justin for 48 hours.
I don't have legal guardianship of him, but for the next 48 hours, he's with me. So, and we gonna go full crazy.
I'm going crazy."
At the time, it seemed like a weird, offbeat joke. Justin Bieber was just 15, fresh off his viral YouTube fame and newly mentored by music titans. But today, that clip is being re-examined under an entirely different lens, not as comedy, but as the possible opening chapter of a grooming pattern that's now being scrutinized in federal court.
There were rumors that if Combs filmed his elaborate sex performances called freak-offs or other parties, there could be video evidence of possible criminal activity.
Why was a 15-year-old surrounded by grown men, alcohol, and industry gatekeepers with no parental oversight? One moment sticks out in particular. In a widely circulated interview, Diddy told the audience he was going to teach Justin how to get girls. It drew laughter at the time.
And the celebrity at the center of a lot of rumors, warranted or not, was Justin Bieber.